What's up, everybody? Tomorrow we get Season 5 of Black Ops 6 and Warzone. So today, of course, the patch notes came out. We're going to go through the patch notes, but before we do that, I will be live tomorrow with Black Ops Season 5, well, Warzone Season 5, and potentially the Battlefield Beta. But if you want to hang out live, Twitch is linked down below. I also play Apex single-player games every Sunday and new PvP games and single-player games when they come out. So if you want to hang out on Twitch, link is down below, as well as all my other social medias, my single player channel, and my car channel, which I'm going to start adding to the description if you're into cars. So all that's below if you want to support me anywhere else or any of that interests you. I do appreciate the support anywhere. And of course, the patch notes are going to be linked down below. And after the at the end of the video, comment down below. I don't know why that's popping up right now. Comment down below what you think of the patch notes, the changes, the content, etc. And thank you for watching, and let's get into the patch notes. So they said they're updating Ricochet even more, but said also with this season, Call of Duty will begin a phased rollout of two Windows security features, TPM 2.0 and Secure Boot. Trusted Platform Module is an industry-standard hardware-based security feature built in onto CPUs or motherboards. It helps lock out PCs that have been tampered with from connecting to our game, making it harder to cheat. Secure Boot makes sure a PC can only load trusted software when Windows starts. Together, these features help us ensure players are starting the game from a secure, cheat-free foundation. I don't know what else that affects. I know some people didn't like that the Battlefield beta is going to require Secure Boot. So I don't really know, but hey, if it helps cheaters, we'll all adjust so long as it doesn't break anything or make anything non-cheat related not work. Not too concerned with the Battle Pass maps. Stadium is opening. We knew that from the content blog, which I'll link the Intel drop as well as that video down below if you want to check that out. You want to get some more information on some of the content. But it's a new multi-step contract during the first week of the season called the Satellite Hack Contract, and then second week of the season, this will just be blown open normally, and the side doors will be open. Once unlocked, players will find that this POI is now more meaningful than ever with the introduction of a militarized variant. I kind of wish it was a soccer field. We'll see how this plays. This could be fun. I mean, it could be cool, but playing on the soccer field was so cool. New vertical structures offer increased control over sightlines and engagement opportunities. Most additions are made of solid materials to reduce wall banging from the outskirts. Height variation, so you can't just like sit outside and spray into the inside, I guess. Height variation between structures introduces more diverse combat encounters. Multiple structures provide plenty of loot for players to scavenge. The outer ring of the stadium remains largely unchanged to preserve familiarity. Starting on week 2 through the end of the season 5, the stadium will remain permanently unlocked and designated as high-value loot zone, and the doors will be open as well. There's going to be a new Stadium Resurgence mode. That's coming week 2 after Stadium's fully opened. So that way you can't experience Stadium early. You can also do the contract. We'll get to that, but you can do the contract in Open Stadium in both casual and regular. But with the action heating up, Stadium becomes the center of intense Resurgence battle. 36 players, 12 team limit, custom loot pools for the mode, custom circle collapse for the mode, the normal Resurgence public events. It's just Resurgence at Stadium only. Here's your playlist. There's going to be no regular pubs, trios. If you want to play trios, Resurgence, or rank or BR, you got to play ranked, unfortunately. And they have solos and quads for casuals, solos, duos, quads. After apparently, unless they changed it from the content blog, this asset reflects the North American and European playlist because everywhere else you're going to lose regular solos after 48 hours. So if you're in Asia, Africa, Australia, Oceania, like those areas, you're going to lose regular solos and only have solos casual after the first 48 hours. They talked about it in the content blog. Rank stuff we're going to skip. Let's see. Ground loot. The new LMG is going to be added to ground loot and supply boxes. Weirdly, it doesn't say the new AUG. Resurgence lootable perks. This is for Resurgence and Plunder, actually. Shrouded, Irradiated, Loot Master, Reflexes, Bomb Squad, and Gung Ho. They randomize the buy locations again. This one inside of Stadium, it says starting week 2 of the season, this buy station will be available to start of the match. Here's your new buy station locations. I don't know why, but I'm hyped that they have the one in front of Stadium again, just for nostalgia reasons. I like that they got the 2 over here at Train and the one back up here at Super are some of my favorites. Contracts, it's the new satellite contract. Multiple squads must complete the contract in the same match to initiate Stadium Breach. I don't think that'll be an issue. This contract's only going to be available for the first week of the season. The first step process: investigate a campsite to locate a decrypting tool, eliminate the player who already scavenged it, hijack a relay module to begin the hacking process. Once hacking is complete, rush into the breach stadium. Reward: secure a permanent weapon blueprint by locating and holding the weapon case inside the stadium. Discover limited time secondary objectives hidden within the area, available in both core and casual BR across all squad sizes. Spring mine: increased damage reduction when prone or diving. Players now receive 85% damage reduction when performing these actions. Thank God, the spring mines are so annoying. New napalm strike: it's like a precision airstrike, except it drops napalm, so there'll be fire for a little bit. It says from left to right based on the direction you're facing when called in, and thank God it's only in care packages, because I'm not excited for the return of the napalm strike. Perk visibility: perks picked up during a match will now appear directly in your HUD, inventory, kill cam, and while spectating others. Specialists: obtaining specialists now easier. Pool balls are now arranged on the rack to help you out. Go take a look. So I think they made that Easter egg easier. On Verdansk, there'll be more assault rifles compared to SMGs. This adjustments tend to improve access to mid-range combat options over short-range alternatives. Let's see. We also have on Rebirth Island Resurgence, assault rifles, SMGs both had their drop rate increase. LMGs, snipers, and shotguns had theirs decreased. Marksman rifles remain the same, and pistol spawn rate also decreased. The new weapons are the PML 556 LMG, which just looks like a Bruin, honestly, and then an AUG as a three-round burst assault rifle. It can be configured to full auto. I'm hoping either way it's not as disgustingly broken as it was in Cold War. The boxing gloves, which I'm excited for, not to use, but just because I think it'll be funny running around, I think it'll end up looking like Pathfinder and Apex when you have his heirloom. So the LMG and the AUG are available at the beginning of the season. The boxing gloves are available during an in-season event. You have the 9mm PM Skull Splitter. So it makes the 9mm PM have the power of a marksman rifle with a new barrel, increases damage, especially to the head, and reduces the rate of fire. Paired with an extended mag that gives the operator additional ammo for the weapon. That's going to be on Battle Pass page 7. And then in season, we're getting the PPSH 41 helical magazine. It's just a bigger circular magazine that overheats. Managed heat on this high ammo count magazine that excels at spraying bullets. It's fine. The default loadouts were changed. You can pause to read that if you want. All of the ARs on this list got range changes, so I'm not going to really talk about those. I'm going to talk about other stuff. So on the AK-74, the bullet velocity was increased, and so was the inflicted flinch. The aims got only range increases. The AS-Val got range increases, but it also got a headshot multiplier increase, lower torso and leg multiplier increase, and bullet velocity increase. Maybe it takes over the FFAR as the best sniper support. I don't know. And vertical and horizontal recoil benefit from the recoil springs was increased. With this update, we're shaping into more of a defined sniper support option. Maybe it'll take over. The AMAX got all of its ranges buffed, plus its bullet velocity increased and its inflicted flinch increased. The Model L got all of its ranges increased and bullet velocity increased as well. I don't see the Model L or the AMAX taking back over the meta. Right now, it looks like it would still be like the Cypher, which didn't get a nerf. Maybe the Ames. Maybe the Ames takes over. I don't think the AK will. So Cypher, maybe. Not the Grau, but we'll get to that. Maybe not the Grau anymore. C9 got maximum range increase. The Jackal got all of its ranges increased and ADS speed improved. Compact got its ADS speed improved. The KSV got a headshot multiplier increase. The Ladra got its maximum damage range increase, as well as headshot multiplier increase and aim down sight increase. So maybe the Ladra takes back over the meta, because the LC10 got all of its ranges nerfed, headshot multiplier decreased, arm multipliers decreased, lower torso and leg multiplier decreased, and aim down sight speed slowed. So maybe it's still the LC10. Maybe we're back to the Ladra. I don't see the C9 being better than the Ladra, because the C9 only got some range buff, where the Ladra is only about a meter shorter. And it also technically got a little bit of a TTK increase, and the TTK was already faster than the C9. So it's looking like we might be back to the Ladra meta. The PPSH is getting a fairly significant headshot multiplier and aim mount sight improvement, but I don't see that taking over the meta. The Saw got lower torso and leg multipliers increased a little bit and faster ADS. I don't see that taking over the meta. And the Tonto's Lower leg and torso multipliers increased, but the Tonto sucks. I'm guessing we're looking at a Ladra meta, which it sucks to go back to something that's already been meta. Maybe the PPSH, but I doubt it. I'm thinking Ladra, or depending on how big of a nerf this LC10 actually gets. The Marine SP shotgun sprint to fire time improved. GPMG, PU21, and the XMG all had their upper torso and arm. Well, not the XMG. XMG is actually different. GPMG and the PU27 had both of their headshot multipliers increased. Both upper torso and arm multipliers increased, and both had their bullet velocity increased. I don't see these taking over because people don't like LMGs, and they just don't feel great to fire. Maybe they're meta, but people just tend not to like LMGs for a variety of reasons. And then the XMG lower torso multiplier increased, and bullet velocity increased as well. The XMG actually is probably the best LMG in my mind overall, especially you can put the buffer weight stock on it, but I just don't see an XMG meta. AEK 973 full auto mod headshot multiplier increased, upper torso and arm multipliers increased. That'll make it better when you pick it up on ground loot, but I don't think it'll be the meta. SWAT 556, specifically the growl conversion, had its maximum medium damage ranges decreased and its bullet velocity decreased. Not saying it won't still compete with the Cypher, but I already thought the Cypher was a lot better. And as World Series of Warzone shook out, more people were using the Cypher. So I think we're going to be with everybody using the Cypher at this point. Maybe the GPR, one of those two. Maybe still the growl, but I doubt the growl. AMR Mod 4, aim down sight speed improved and bullet velocity increased, but as long as it's still got that egregious kick, it's just not going to be the meta. The HDR aim down sight speed slowed and bullet velocity decreased fairly significantly. I think it'll still be the meta. I hate to see snipers continue to get nerfed, and ARs and LMGs continue to get buffed, but I also prefer AR play over sniper, so I'm not going to cry about it, but I think we need a good, healthy sniper meta. And if this is more in line with the other snipers, less people are going to use it. It'll still be fine, but less people are using a little more of an AR meta, which I don't necessarily hate because that plays more to my playstyle. The LR762, which is not a one-shot headshot, had its damage ranges extended. The LW3A Frostline had its damage range extended. It's also not one-shot headshot. Bullet velocity increase and aim down sight speed slowed, which is interesting. The Siren, which is just in the special secondary category, had its maximum damage range increased, aim down sight speed, and sprint to fire improved. Finally, I think there's nothing else really too important to cover other than the UI UX weapon level display improvement. So before you had to like click on it, an attachment category to see what level out of how many levels you were at. Now it'll just show something that should have been in Black Ops 6 when the game launched. And then friendly field upgrade indicators. The deployable cover trophy system and recon drone now display a blue indicator when deployed by a friendly player, aligning with existing visuals for friendly, lethal, and tactical equipment. So that's the patch note. I'm thinking we're going to see a Cypher Ladra meta. HDR I still think will be the best sniper, so it'll be something like that. And then, you know, we could get a GPR AR meta, but the Cypher is still better overall than the GPR because neither one of them got touched, so they'll be the same. So I'm thinking Cypher Ladra, and then probably still HDR FFAR, but maybe HDR AS Val, and that'll be about the meta there. So I'm looking forward to Stadium being open. I'm looking forward to the meta slightly shifting, although I wish it would shift more. But that's my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down below, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you like this type of content or Apex content, game reviews on new games. If you like any of that type of content, make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. And if you like single player content, that channel is linked down below. And if you like card content, that channel is also linked down below. I appreciate the support anywhere else. I appreciate the support here. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on Verdansk. Get frying. Have a good day. Bye.